Okay, here we go. Let's make sure it is happening. Gotta make sure I can see your comments, as always. Should work pretty fast. Here we go, here we go. Alright then, I can see the comments. So yeah, I have impressions of Trailout, which is a kind of a flat out inspired game. I think we'll actually go with the free race stuff. So yeah. I think this time I'll just... what I'm going to do is I'll keep it public until I make the full proper impressions video. But in the meanwhile, we can definitely have a look with what's there. And it's actually kind of a probably good thing that I'm gonna... So here's the thing, it's gonna take a while before I can make the full impressions video. Because we have Isonzo coming next week, and I have quite a bit of content about that, of course. I'll do a stream on that. I'll do the demonstration video. And I do have an interview with the dev of Isonzo. So it's gonna take quite a bit of while before I can get to a full impressions video of this one. Which is probably a good thing, because the game has a lot of nice things going for it, but also one major issue. Which you will see. So you can see right from the bat lots of respectable props. Oops. Oh! Yeah. So that's actually kind of thing I kind of appreciate. Being able to run over the bystanders. Usually they're like rock solid or have some rock solid barriers. In here you can apparently run them over. I never did that, but here we go. So yeah, so as you can see, there are loads of destructible props. And they do stay for quite a decent while. Not as good as an Aftermath as Wreckfest, but definitely decent stuff, and check this out. So it's definitely kind of... don't wanna go there again. So it's definitely kind of a... in the style of Flat Out, only... wackier. Which is not a bad thing at all, and hello to everyone who joined. So as you can see, you definitely have a very decent sense of an Aftermath. So as I was going to say, it probably is a good thing that it's gonna take some time before I can make the full impressions video, because the game has one really very major flaw to it. Which you probably won't see in this race, since... or maybe we will, if I can crash into someone. Come on, okay, here we go! Enough, not that the crash would have finished first. Hello Bardi X, and no, I'm not Polish, but I do know some curse words in Polish. Cool language though. Oh, I am from Ukraine, that's technically Eastern Europe. Originally from Ukraine, currently Israeli. So I think I probably won't race back with Crossroads to showcase the very major flaw that the game has in the destruction aspect. Oh, there's definitely lots to visit in Israel, for sure. Thank you, Broccoli. Right, so can I showcase the flaw? So basically the flaw is that the car damage is very limited, so... I'm not even sure how it works, so you know... I've had like some cars ram into me on a very high speed and basically nothing. Then I do kind of a mild flip and there's a biggest dent on my hood. So the car damage here is very inconsistent. Let's see if you can see that. Alright, so basically we had a flip and not a whole lot. After this actually rear ending there is a dent, which really doesn't happen like all that often, seriously. Like I played it a little bit last night, I played it I think 3 or 4 hours today, and there were like some pretty major inconsistencies with the car damage. So that is the one very major flaw of this game in the I wanted to run in the destruction aspect, because when it comes to the props and actually in the destructible environments, it's not bad at all. So once again, you know, it's not like Red Faction Gorilla where you can level absolutely everything and all. Ah, so close to ramming him. So as I was saying, not like Red Faction Gorilla where you can destroy absolutely everything. It's more like an expanded flat out, basically. More destructibles, and it does have some really cool, let's see if we can showcase that. It does have some really cool hazards that I saw. So I saw some on the port map. I don't want to showcase that. So you have plenty of destructibles, you have some hazards. So at one map I just saw, like, as we were going, there were boulders falling on all of us. And that also, you can see the issue in the vehicle damage, because I had a boulder hit my car and nothing, not a single dent. And I did look it up in the game's Discord, and apparently it had better car damage at one point, but that was downgraded, which is a very major issue. So, for example, in a rally game, you can get away with... here we go. You can get away with some more limited car damage, since, you know, it's not like the main focus, right? You just gotta go safely from point A to point B, and if you basically have decent enough pyramid variations, yeah, you know, it will pass. But this game is very much centered on this. Oh yeah, so told you about the hazards, there's one. So in a game focused on destruction, you really want the car damage to be good, which at the moment is not the case. So you will see some dents, but I'm not even sure how it works. Like, I have some on me right now. But for example, the one on the front... See, I don't even know if it's pre-made or just very buggy. Either one could be an option. Because, you know, you play Wreckfest, you play even Grand Theft Auto. You do see, like, where you hit, where you got hit. Dent, big or small, those appear, but over here it's very inconsistent. So I'm not even entirely sure how the system works. Yeah, so Salamander, basically this channel is about response mechanics. And yeah, initially the focus was entirely on the character responses, but you know, destruction is always a part of it, and we actually got to making the destruction videos, you know. I had some pretty big issues with the gore stuff. Not gonna go deep into that. It was kind of miserable. And for a while I didn't do any commentary. But you know, I still had people support me on Patreon, and I wanted to give them some bang for the buck, so I thought of, like, what format can I do that isn't, like, as crazy time consuming as the gore reviews were, and those were, like, you guys have no idea how much work went into every single gore review. And when I found a calmer type of format, I thought it's a good idea to expand it to destruction as well. So, car gore, very much so. Environmental destruction. So it is all within the theme of the channel of response mechanics. It's just that, you know, I began on the gore stuff, and when I did the first attempt of doing destruction stuff, you know, it didn't go quite as well as the gore stuff, as it basically does now, but back then I was still putting the destruction tier of effort into those videos, and I figured I'll just stick to what works. So anyway, bottom mayonnaise. It is within the theme of response mechanics, so therefore it is here. There's gotta be like some... So I haven't done this one. Maybe it has some nice hazards to it. Yeah, basically I played on racing games on keyboard since I first played, I think, Need for Speed 3. I had a wheel when I was a kid, but I don't even know where that thing is and whether it's still gonna work at all. I'm kind of used to it at this point, really. Oh yeah, Dead Island 2 is gonna be awesome. I did reach out for an interview, and we'll see, like, if I can interview those guys. That would be sweet. Probably not. Right, and as you can basically expect, like, you know, if you're kind of familiar with this type of games, you already know it's gonna be destructive, but it's not so much. Is this? No. I actually want to see the consequence of that impact. Alright. So look at that. I just get rammed on the side and basically nothing on the side. Just look at the right side. I got rammed in there big time and something very, very mild. Yeah, see a very mild dent. Very mild one. Got rammed also in the rear bumper. Also barely anything there. And I had instances in the game where I had a very... So basically this happened. I get rammed big time. I see nothing. I have boulder fall in the car. I see nothing. I get into a mild collision. Hugest dent. So major issues with the car damage in this game. But the physics are fun, as you can see. The car physics are pretty fun. So as you can see here, like, cars can get mangled, but it's either pre-made or the activation is just crazy weird. I mean, there is definitely a fair bit of jank in this one. But you know, it does deliver like... that scratch a certain itch you don't quite get. There with... Ah, well. Yeah, here is it. Lucky him. It does scratch a certain itch because, you know, like, I saw the upcoming Sunfest. Doesn't look all that appealing to me personally. There's also another, like, game that seems to be based on the Wreckfest with a twist. Also, doesn't seem all that appealing to me personally. But this one, I mean, you know, I think it does hit a sweet spot. It's not too ridiculous, but it definitely is much wackier than Wreckfest and the type. And hopefully they will keep working on it, so we'll see it get less janky, more solid over time. Very much hope so. Let's see if I can ram this guy, just to finish him off. Oh, ram something else. Speaking of which, I am kind of curious about the next... Basically, next car game 2 by Bugbear. So yeah, so there's definitely some deformation, but just really, really laggy. I do hope that by the time I get to making the full impressions video, probably in, like, I guess 2 weeks, I assume. Hopefully the car damage is gonna be good, because in a game like this, you really want the car damage to be very, very solid to deliver consistent feedback, you can't just say, ah, we had to cut on that one, because this game is all about destruction and card damage. There are issues indeed, absolutely. Yeah, but when it comes to the environments, really, I'm quite happy with that. For a car game, those are very, very nice. And as we saw previously, there are also quite decent aftermaths. Stuff does stick around for a decent amount of time. As I mentioned, there are hazards. And there should be more devastating ones. Not on this map, but I'll try some different maps. See what the hazards are like. I wanna see if I can activate the boulders thing, because that was really cool. Handling is decently okay. Not the best, but decent enough. Nope. Yeah, that didn't quite work out as I hoped. Come on. Show some destruction for the people, Joe Boomer. Let's see what do we have. So basically, with more consistent card damage, being able to see like decent proper response for every impact, we're up for a very, very nice experience. Frank Woods, no idea who that is. Okay, let's see what was the consequence of that. So I'm pretty sure I got hit on the roof on the left side, and I'm not seeing a whole lot there. Seeing some on the right side, but not so much on the left. Yeah, so it's basically a flat out inspired game. But I will try some different map. Yeah, the guy looked pretty mangled. Once again, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how the damage system for the car works, and not sure what's happening here. Anyway. Let's see. So I think the Grand Canyon should have the boulders thing. Hopefully you can see that. You don't have it every time, for some reason. I think this is the one with the boulders. We'll see if they get activated. As you can see, we have some cactus gore here. And it isn't uncommon to, if you ram into someone, to get more screwed over than the guy you rammed. I think it's on purpose. Not sure it's a great idea, but Whatever. Can I drop in? Another thing this game could very much use is a real carnage mod. Of course, you know, licensing the actual cars, that's a lot of money. Not at all realistic for an indie studio, but it would definitely be nice to see what each one is based on. Some I do think I recognize, others not so much. It'd be just nice to know. So yeah, so as I was playing it, I haven't had a... I think it's a dent, yeah, I think it's a dent. Right here on the middle there. So I think it's a just dynamic but buggy soft body physics. What we have here. And the issue is, so there's one more issue, is that don't really have any like pause screenshots mode. The game really could very much use that. I mean, you know, replay function is pretty massive. I can understand why you might not have it, but you know, a pause and take screenshots mode is, I think, very much doable. Should be very much doable, and it's pretty needed. And you definitely have, like, with all the physics going on, if you pause at the right moment and be able to get a nice angle, you should be able to get some very, very nice shots. As for the Dead Space remake, oh yeah, definitely curious about that. You know, fantasy games, futuristic games aren't really my thing, but the gameplay is solid, the gore looks to be quite interesting, so yeah. And as I mentioned in the previous streams, we are going to be getting basically 3 Dead Space-esque games. So we have the Dead Space remake, we have Callisto Protocol, and Negative Atmosphere. Привет украинцам, братва, свет здесь. Ребята, держитесь, держитесь там. У меня родня на Украине, я... Это безумие, что происходит. Могу только сказать, украинцы, держитесь. But I wasn't able to activate the boulders. Yeah, basically like Fallout inspired. Jersey, as for Dead Island 2, I think they're gonna have to screw it up very badly for me not to enjoy it. Because, you know, like, Dead Island 1 didn't get the most raving reviews, to say the least, and I still enjoyed the hell out of it. Let's see later on, I don't think I played that one. By the way, do we have any Americans here? In LA, what would be kind of a hazard? Do let me know. Maybe the drug needles? Or is it San Francisco? Is it both? Yeah, gotta be the drug needles. Let's see if we can have a nice look at this rear end. Yeah, I'm looking at your ass, and look at that, like... I rear-ended him pretty hard, and not much damage there. Okay, so we definitely have some hazards here. Yep. So yeah, I know, I'm just thinking, like... What are we already gonna be seeing in an LA suburbs, and... This is so far the most action we had in this stream. I'll ram into you. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so also, as you can see, like the car hood going up, that's definitely an issue. $83 FM, no insults on flat out are at all accepted here. It's an awesome game and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'll get back to the questions in a bit, just wanna see where am I supposed to be going? Okay, I think I missed turn. And with this way I'm still not last, that's kind of impressive. The king looks pretty mangled. As you can see, you can damage the donut post-mortally. Important details, guys. Important details. Right, so I was asked... He's not doing too well himself at this point, just try to survive to until the end. Yeah, not my car is basically all mangled. Don't restart this race. Alright, so I do have a question from Comrade Andrei. What is my native language? And that is Russian. I was born in Odessa. It's a city in Ukraine where basically most people speak Russian. And now moved to Israel, since I am Jewish. And English is just I learned later in life. I had a very good teacher in childhood, who gave me great basics. To build upon, because the way they teach English in school, it's really bad, like. You can't count on that to learn any language. Basically, no, I tried learning Arabic this way and it didn't work, it just... The way it's taught, it ain't working. Oh wow, just... Yeah, so the really cool thing about this game is actually you can very easily screw up, and as you saw I was in the 5th or 6th place, got the first, now I'm back to... I'll say maybe I can... It's very easy to screw up. That's a very nice thing about it. So even if you screw up really badly, it's not a loss because someone else can screw up even worse up ahead, so... It is somewhat unique. Don't have it a whole lot. Ну что, друзья, есть проблемы. I think that is how you would translate, however there are issues. Есть проблемы. Not sure if there's a software word for issues in Russian. Alright, let's go. As I mentioned, stuff does last for a very decent while. Who are the developers? Not really familiar with them, you know. I actually came across this game, I think, when I was doing the request review, just somehow came across it. It looked cool, I got curious. Thankfully got a review code. I appreciate that. And then, for the most part, you know, aside from some jank, aside from the issues reading car damage. Like, the environmental destruction is very, very nice. So it is, as I mentioned several times, it is a very flat-out inspired game, which in my opinion we absolutely need more of. Love flat-out, love the Wreckfest, and this is basically flat-out but wackier, and I dig. As for keyboard switches, I have no idea what you mean about keyboard switches. I basically have a mechanical keyboard by a local company called, I think it's, let's see, yeah, Dragon Gaming Gear. It's alright. Very decent, feels nice. I like it. Then unlock some new tracks. I need a little more to get to another LA Streets one. Let's see the one with the cross thing. I'm not sure if the Dragon Gaming, they export stuff out of Israel. I think they are a local company. But the keyboard is nice, like, can definitely recommend if you can find it. Definitely worth getting. Oh, the difference is very nice, by the way. I did enjoy it. I should probably reach out if they wanna sponsor the channel, you know? Oh, this is definitely more in the vein of flat-out than Wreckfest. And do very much like the balance they had in Wreckfest. Do enjoy this kind of thing. It could use to be... It could be little less janky. It would be more enjoyable then, but still, I dig. Overall, I dig. Except for the part where if you rear-end someone and your hood goes up and you lose control, not a fan of that. Oops, that... Well, could have been worse. Hey guys, someone in the comments fill me in where I'm from, I just talked about it. Don't wanna repeat it too much, you know. I can't see how out on this map. Let's try something else. Not a big fan of the whole map unlocking thing, you know, just... I would say upgraded car, yeah, whatever, let them be unlockable and all of that, but maps, I think they should all be just available from the get-go. You know what, I'll do a derby for you though. I gotta say, not a big fan of the Demolition Derby type of game modes. But I can definitely showcase that. I do very much like, however, those overlapping type of racetracks. So, someone's going at high speed, someone's going on the side, you hit him in the side and it can deliver a brutal result. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so... Did you guys just see what I saw? Wait a second. I need to check it in the video, but I'm pretty sure I got hit on the right side and suddenly a dent appeared on the left behind the door. Actually, I'm gonna save that. I'm recording now. could be mistaken, but I think I have seen a similar issue happen to me. Oh, now that was kind of inappropriate. It was just mildly inappropriate. Here you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I gotta say, like, I'm enjoying the car stuff a lot. Like, I should have done it much earlier. The destruction, the car stuff. Just so much fun. And the thing is, you actually have, like, surprisingly many more games at least attempt good gore than proper destruction. Oh, BeamNG Drive, absolutely, of course I have it. I was actually going to make that as a destruction video rather than Wreckfest, but I figured probably wanna, you know, it's like BeamNG is the best at the moment, right? So I wanna get familiar with what is the standard before I go for something as massive as BeamNG. Am I recording? I wasn't. Okay then. Yeah, so Cybernati. So the thing that is kind of recurring in this game, I had pretty massive crashes when I just ram into someone big time and there's barely anything there, and then you have something as mild as that causing a dent. The car destruction is very weird in this game, which I really hope they'll fix it. Because overall I am, just gameplay wise and environmental destruction wise, I am enjoying this. As for Last of Us Part 2 gore, so basically, you know, I haven't played it. I haven't also been like watching too many videos of it, though I came across many screenshots and small clips on the Discord channel of this channel. And what I can say is I can definitely understand why I'm getting so many bloody requests on that game. And there you go. Basically did her a small favor. That was a bit of a close call. Alright, let's try some derby stuff. Just wanna have this one basically as my designated derby car. Just wanna give it better armor. Oh yeah. Here we go. Gonna make it sour, but it should be able to take a bit more abuse. Let's see some derby stuff. Alright, less men standing wins. Oh, what's up with that wrecking ball? So this should be interesting. This should be interesting. I haven't played this one. Okay, yeah. I can't believe I missed this one out. What is that thing? Oh, it's like working not so bad, not so very well. Hey, cops gotta have fun, man. And so should I. Come here. Come here! Oh man, in this space I'm not gonna be staying alive for very long. There is actually a better game mode where you're supposed to entertain the crowd. You don't even have to stay alive, you just gotta be entertaining. Not a Wreckfest clone, but a Fat Out inspired game. Kind of like Fat Out, but even wackier. So I'm definitely seeing dents appear in places I haven't seen them before. So yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with this car damage. Yep, Big Cheese is basically a Big Smoke knockoff. And a rather blatant one. This one just gotta survive. Now it's kind of like survival horror, you know? Ah, well. Let's see which place I got. Actually, I wanna try this again. 5th. Not acceptable. Gotta try surviving longer, and there is the one where you're supposed to be entertaining rather than safe. Now I think it looks more active. Not the greatest start I could imagine. Oh, yep. Already have more than a quarter of my health lost. Staying safe isn't really my strong side. So did I get the exact same dent last time? Well, in terms of environmental destruction, to which we will get back to, definitely is a bigger factor than in Wreckfest. But in terms of car damage, there are issues. Very, very notable issues. Gotta try surviving. That didn't work out too well. Let's try the other similar game mode. I have it either here or in career mode. Where you gotta entertain the crowd. You can die, but if you are going all out during the game, you can still end up being the winner. So let's see, Derby, is it elimination? We're checking. Mall center, okay, that's right up my alley. Let's see, so I reckon mall. Love that stuff. Okay, yo. You can't say those guys aren't creative. I dig this one. So, I was playing career mode earlier today and I haven't checked all the maps and I really dig what I see. Okay, yeah, this is cool. So just level design wise, like those guys know their thing, for sure, for sure. Just look at it, just look at it, I mean. Okay, so I mentioned the environmental destruction is glorious and I stand by that 200%. Yes, yes. I really wasn't expecting it. I haven't seen anything like this in creative mode yet. And I will reiterate once again, much sure the debris stays. Just look at that. And of course it gets in the way of the driving, so... The car damage not so much, don't think that the car damage affects your driving very much, but the debris absolutely does. Let's see, just third place. Now we can do better, we can do better. We'll try not to wreck it all right away on purpose. Here they are, okay. There you go. How is the motorcycle damage? As you can see, we do have some motorcycle gore. Look at that, brutal dismemberment. That was cool. Alright. I gotta cause some damage. Best demolition derby map ever. Maybe I can still win this. To go. So this is probably the game mode to figure out whether damage is dynamic but bugged, or whether it is all pre-made. Barely hanging there. If I can ram him into something. Hey James, I seen you here. Just gotta survive, maybe make a hit or two. Maybe I can win this thing. Let's see. Third. I wanna see actually some of their other maps for the derby. Because this one's really cool, and what else they have. Oh, the environment damage is awesome. Like, very, very nice, and always well, thank you for asking. Let's see, what was it? Abomination? I didn't know what barrels. Abyss sounds potentially interesting. I wanna see what that Abyss thing is all about. Alex did talk about it earlier in the stream. Just wanna focus on the game itself right now. You'll be able to find it. I think I talked about it as I played on the LA Suburbs map. Yeah, I think I'm seeing here some... yeah, so definitely have some mud deformation here. Probably not lasting, but you do have some mud deformation. Well, right now I have no VR device, but someday for sure, like, I am very curious about VR. The map is okay, not the greatest one they had. The visuals are nice, and by the way, one issue that the game very much has is, which isn't uncommon, and it is very cluttered UI, just look at that. Now you can disable the whole thing, there is a way to remove the whole UI. But you know, some of it you do kinda need. Speedometer, nice to have. Your position, nice to have, but for example the names of your contestants, not terribly necessary. Defense meter on top right, also not terribly necessary, so it really could use. Really could use configurable UI. Because the visuals are very decent. It is kind of a pet peeve of mine with a lot of games. Decent to great visuals are very achievable, but you have so much UI cluttering it all. The trouble is you often kind of need some of it, so it's definitely an issue, and yeah, it is essentially a basically modern flat-out inspired game. Oh! I think I just got myself. Oh yeah, even full out. I was burning. Poor guy, poor guy. Let's see the map with the barrels. This one. Are those like a maze or a mine? Not sure I wanna find out. I think it was a naval kind of mine. I don't wanna check. I'm not sure about the fade-out type of regular minigames. I think there should be. I think there should be. I think I've seen something on it. We can check for sure though, not a problem. Hey, so that's a mace, not a naval mine. Good to know. Okay, if I can get this guy. Ah! Lucky chap. That was a little bit exaggerated. See, I wanna hit someone hard. Avoid the maces and just ram into someone big time. There you go, there you go. So from what I can see, I'm not sure. Because you know that dent on the roof. Pretty sure I saw that thing happen like multiple times. The exact same like center right side of it. I need to do some proper video comparisons. Whether it's pre-made damage or buggy soft body physics. So let's see if we do have the ragdoll kind of games. Yes, stuns fire out your windshield to score points. Sure. Why not? Human bowling. Why not, why not? It's a button to eject. What is the button to eject? Aha. Auto ejection and can I control it? Ah. Like this. How did I miss those? Oh wow. So actually the kind of slower hit was so far got me the best result. I gotta restart this. So being a little slower kind of helped last time. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of does. Yep, it kind of does. If it goes sideways, no, same result. Same result. Good one, James. Good one. Come on, cousin, let's go bowling! No, I don't think it was his accent, but... I haven't played it in a while. Good game. I remember when I first played it, I was really blown away. High school was willing to miss a party to play more GTA 4. It was just that good. Alright, I had enough of that. In the end, as you saw, you gain fans by turning yourself into a human bowling ball, which isn't too far off from being true. I did see a guy who was hurting himself for views on YouTube. I think it's still active, so yeah. Can't say it's not realistic. I think I just unlocked a new map. Yes, LA Streets. Okay, so far the LA stuff has been awesome and I do want to see it again. As for the blood mods for GTA 4, I did play some at a time. I saw what we have now and it's basically just, so Galaxy added some new particles, which is not about, particles is particles. And the blood mods are usually, just kind of like different looks for the stains and different looks for the generic overlay. The nemesis of this channel. So yeah. I wish there was a mod for GTA 4 to enhance the functionality, as we have GTA 5, like, by the way, the gore mods for GTA 5 are just absolutely amazing, like. It was the... like, this stuff is awesome, seriously. Might as well? Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah. So as I was saying, the functionality mods for GTA 5 are crazy impressive. And sadly we don't have anything nearly as much for GTA 4. Grove Street? I don't know. If you mean like the street of the GTA San Andreas characters, perhaps, like, they do have the Big Smoke knockoff, so they could probably put an Easter egg of that street, I guess. Could happen. Oh, new models for Cyberpunk. Oh, that's nice. Aside from the bullet spongy thing, like, it's a decent game. Gotta say, I was actually pretty surprised about how good the first-person animations were for combat. I expected, like, Fallout tier jank. It wasn't. It was pretty good, so... It was a very pleasant surprise, but then you have a guy just eating up headshot after headshot after headshot after headshot from shotgun. Because he's level, because he's like 10 levels higher or something. This stuff never makes sense. Yes, I was thinking exactly that, A big semi-truck chasing you, riding this on a Harley, rather than this very cool car. But I gotta try this map again because the initial destruction is so good. I mean, the ragdolls in GTA 4 are basically quite good as they are, like. It is a very recurring theme in every video on GTA 5 I make, that the ragdolls are so much better in GTA 4. So do you really need a mod for those in GTA 4 even further? Not sure, not sure. Thank you. A1247. Thank you. Ah, okay. I see what you mean. Alright, so this one also, like, very nice map. In real life that would have been very, very nasty. And in this map they seem to tend to not make really fatal mistakes. Basically when you're stuck from the get-go, that's where you're at. Alright, so let's see what other maps we have here. Right, so what's the behind port? And of course, what kind of hazards we have here. I gotta say, like, having your hood go up when you rear-end someone, that kind of drives me nuts. Not a decision, not a decision I like at all. And I have played this one. I think, or is it? Yeah, we have played this one. Oh well. Still good degree of environmental destruction. Split second, sounds familiar, maybe it was... If it's a car game, probably got a request for it on the request video. Got a whole bunch of suggestions. to games I never heard of, so that is cool, that is cool. I did get a request for a World War II strategy game I haven't heard of, which looks very very cool. Also, persistent battlefields and even the body stay. Much focus on destruction. So yeah, I just gotta say, thanks for the suggestion, guys. Like, so the video I put out publicly today, the one about the creators mode for Arma 3, was basically recommended in a stream, you know, someone just mentioned, hey, did you know there's a terrain deformation mode for Arma? I was like, oh shit, seriously? And yeah, and it's pretty good. Like, with a bunch of limitations, for sure. Definitely stuff to enhance, but, you know, you have terrain deformation in Arma. That's cool. That is. So guys, this is a good example of how you don't text and drive, so I'm trying to read your comments and almost crashing the car. But on serious note, whenever you're on the road in real life, absolutely by all means keep your eyes on the road at all times, especially on the highway. Like, I have some crazy stories from there. I do happen to drive quite a bit in real life, and I have quite a few highway stories. I'm probably gonna share with you it in one format or the other. So for privacy reasons I'm actually gonna keep my car private, but it is... No, it's not like a luxury car, not at all, but it is very nice, like... Let's say a car with presence. Can I get at least second? Ah! So I think that the other guy is based on the Fiat Uno, I think? Am I right? I'm not sure. That's kind of look like a... something in that style from that era. Yeah. No, not Mercedes, not Audi. Something simple but with very much presence. Let's see what else do I want to do. I should have done the Barn Frontier. Let's try it. Oh, just yeah, many close calls on highways. Fiat Panda. Fiat Panda, seriously? I think I just saw the modern version of it. It looked like an old Fiat. Thank you. That's gonna be it. Okay, so in Israel, when it comes to classic cars, you have many Beetles, like lots of them. I saw recently an old Renault, I think it was from the 70s. Just a beautiful, glorious car. There is also a cabriolet Volkswagen, which is just absolutely beautiful thing. So yeah, so loads of Beetles, and when you see something that isn't a Beetle, that is a classic car, just so cool to see. Yeah, so what's the aftermath of that? Okay, so as I was mentioning, like weird car damage. So you saw that it was quite a collision, and yeah, not much in the car. Like I had a much milder ones deformed, so very buggy car damage in this game, and the thing that they really need to fix, because it's all about damage and destruction. Gotta get their stuff right. Oh! Yeah, probably pre-made damage. I'm not entirely sure, And as I read on the Discord, apparently it had better damage in the past and it got nerfed. For some reason, I'm not sure why. As I mentioned probably for 100 times, it's a game with a focus on destruction, guys. You really gotta have it alright. Especially the car damage, since it's what you are driving, that's what you are damaging. So I gotta say, I haven't played Flatout in a very long while, but I used to absolutely love Flatout 2. Played it so much, so I need to replay those again to really give you a fair answer on that. I think this one is somewhat jankier than the Flatouts. Maybe it's just, you know, like my nostalgia rose-tinted glasses. But I do remember the Flatouts being less janky. As comparing this to Wreckfest, so as I mentioned 100 times again, car damage is far worse. Like the car damage is Wreckfest, you know, it ain't BeamNG, but it still is very solid. And when it comes to everything in terms of environmental destruction, this one just has so much more focus on the environmental destruction rather than Wreckfest. So and as you can see, it's also like wackier and more exaggerated. So that's and by the way, I gotta say, more exaggerated without going like to the cheap point, without like without it feeling like overly wacky, you know. As I mentioned, there are some announcements. There's a game called I think it's called Stuntfest. And also another game published by THQ, which I don't remember the name of. And I just saw the trailers for those, and those didn't look very appealing. So I will say this one does go for the wackier thing, but without feeling cheap. So I do dig that, absolutely. More destructive car fun, or exaggerated, in a kind of a different flavor. You do gotta go over your comments. No, not from Germany, from Israel. Originally from Ukraine. But I can sort of sing Rammstein semi-believably, which I won't do on stream, but I might actually do a cover someday. A full cover with doing the vocals. The accents, I would say, are kind of similar. I can imitate that decently well, I think. You'll be the judge when the cover eventually happens, which I think it will. Rammstein is cool. Not like a huge fan, but I dig them a lot. They have a very nice style. And the shows, by the way, the Rammstein shows. Everyone who saw, you know what I'm talking about. Penis cannon spraying foam. And other even more obscene things. Of course, the fireworks. So caffeinated Da Vinci, it's probably gonna happen, like, don't kill anyone, it's probably gonna happen. Not in the near future, because, well, I'm not bored for a single moment. They've got a bit of stuff going on at the moment, but music stuff as well. Something new popped up, in addition to the track I was working on. But it will happen. It will happen. The gore is the gargoyle, guys. Gargoyle is what we have here. And environment gore. I'm within the theme of response on the receiving end. Right, I should have definitely had like some dent on my roof after that. Well, that would have been cool. No, Josh, that's actually a pretty good suggestion for a DLC. Like, I would pay it. For expansion. This kind of game in the 1930s. Classical cars, but faster and with nitro. You know, that would be awesome. A good idea is a good idea. As far as I recall from the Demolition Ranch video, hay can stop bullets. So that stuff is pretty serious. Stuff is pretty serious. Definitely damage your car. No maniac will get in front of me. So in Hebrew slang, maniac is like the nasty word for a police officer. If you're getting pulled over, whatever you do in Israel, don't call the cop a maniac. Well, maybe if you do it with a thick accent of tourist, maybe some will find it kind of like funny, but don't try it. Do not try it. I mean, you know, you may joke about that Hogwarts Legacy gore review, but imagine, what was it, a game with a flying little thing and they were chasing it on their brooms and stuff? Well, they were doing it on pretty high altitudes and, you know, accidents happen and those could end up badly, so I actually kind of recall imagining something like that when I was a kid. Or any kind of, you know, like, actually like the whole flying broom thing is pretty cool. Some form of melee combat with perhaps swords on flying brooms. Kind of ridiculous, but I can imagine that being quite fun. Let's see, with Crossroads, do I have anything like creative here? I think I have to do a few more and that will be it for today. Longer stream than usual. But this has like some quite cool maps. Regular history, wow, that's will take a lot of research. Loads of research. Definitely a good idea. Very good idea, really. Yeah, I think if you go for a gritty magic type of vibe, there is potential for some really brutal stuff, you know. Not like Mirage Arcane Warfare, but something like, you know, like really weighty, brutal. Definitely also potential for something interesting. Come on. Ah, wow. Yeah, it was a close call. Take that, big smoke. Alright, so I think one more away map and that is it for today. Oh, Death Clock. I absolutely love Death Clock. So, speaking of Death Clock, by the way, so, back when I was in high school, I made a few Death Clock inspired riffs. It was like, I finished high school in 2010. So, I made a few Death Clock inspired riffs. And when I was making Bore Metal, I remember those riffs, so, if you hear Bore Metal, there's like kind of the chorus there. Da 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 da. So that riff and all the variations from it are basically based on a Death Clock inspired riff I have since 2010. So yeah, big fan of Death Clock. I still have a bunch left from that, so who knows? Maybe that's gonna be used. But let's trash away. Oh yeah, so as for more music, I should actually have a preview very soon, so if you follow me on Instagram, hopefully I'm gonna have a Rift preview tomorrow and a solo preview after that. Yeah, I was getting, there were some delays, like some stuff happening in real life that got me really busy, but I do basically have for the next track all the guitars recorded, and now I just gotta do the bass. I do have another potential music project coming up, and if that happens, it's gonna be really cool. I'm saying if because it depends on another person, and you know, you never know, like. Might happen, might not, but if it will happen, that's gonna be really cool. Check your comments in a bit. I do actually wanna finish the stream winning for once. By the way, the game runs decently well, so as I mentioned, you can be like right in the front, hit some piece of debris and lose control. But I'm still planning on winning. Come on, come on, so close, so close. That's a way to make it turn too, but still determined to win. Oh wait, I have one more lap. Ah, kurva. Still gonna do it. I don't see the question about cats. There was something about cats. The guy is catching up. Ah, damn. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know. Not acceptable, not acceptable. Oh well. Whatever. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Guitar Mageddon, Dwayne's performance. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I do have a cat channel. Don't have much new for it at the moment, but yeah, there are some fun old videos of me playing with cats. Those are great. Some are still there. Many aren't quite, but some are still there. Anyway guys, so that is gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed this one. And that is the response mechanics in Trailout. See you next time.